Hey guys, Don Rice here, and what we're looking at is something I laid up this morning. This is the second silicone mold that I've poured in order to make these tiny little manhole covers that are you find these things all over the Corsair, and actually this one's got and the mold is designed to have this it's got like this ring around it. The actual manhole cover is from this groove right here, this internal groove, all the way around makes up the manhole cover, and you find these things all over the Corsair. They're access covers for inspection, but this outer part, you only find that on the fabric covered parts of the Corsair, so the elevators and the rudder. And so I had to make the mold this way, but I'm going to lay up a bunch of these things, and I can always I can always trim off this outer part here and still have the manhole cover. At least that's the plan. So my first mold, which is right here, and I laid this one up yesterday. It came out of the Legos this morning, and I've been laying up manhole covers all day, and here you can see a whole pile of them. So 3 of them have been trimmed and sanded to the proper thickness. These are the 3 that are going to be one on each elevator, one on the rudder, and then all of those over there haven't been touched, but they need to be trimmed up, and they come out of the mold quite a bit thicker than you would want them to be. So I just do this on some sandpaper until they're the thickness I want. Anyway, I thought I would uncover this, or I would reveal this Lego mold while you guys watch. So nice thing about silicone and Legos is that they don't particularly like each other. Silicone doesn't stick to them. So I have used nothing in the way of a release here. Even so, I would like the top of the mold to be reasonably cleaned up. So I will carve come here. Okay. Alright, and then this, I'm going to just gently allow it to release from the master, the plug, and the clay. So it's going to pull up a bunch of clay, but we will simply remove that, again, very carefully. Alright. What do you think of that? So there's my master. Turned this on the lathe, the milling machine, and that is a perfect silicone mold, ready to start accepting parts. Hang on. Okay, so I basically just cleaned up some of the little snippets and whatnot, and we're going to put this thing right to work. And I use Johnson's baby powder. This particular stuff I've had for about 10 years, so it's still like 100% talc. I've been told that you can't get talcum powder anymore. I don't know if that's true or not, but this is talc, and it works great for what I'm doing. And so I'll sprinkle a little bit in there, and then just knock it around like that, and then I just blow it out. Okay, so this is the stuff I've been using. This is 182nd MPK 70, and so we use that. That's part B. There's part A. A little bit of shakage. And this is going to be equal parts A and B. So we'll put in just a little bit of whatever that one is. That's A. Okay. And just, not in there, dumbass. And just a little bit of B. Alright. And then the really exciting part, watching somebody stir epoxy resin. I know. Please try to contain yourself. Alright, so I'll get a good mix on there, and then I just pour it in. A little bit like that. And where those little screw head features are, I go in and I just press on the silicone lightly, just to make sure there's no, press out any air bubbles that might be trapped in those little features. And that's it. Ta-da! We're done. So I'll set a timer for 20 minutes. I know it says 180 seconds. That's more like working time. After 20 minutes, it's good and hard, and I can pop it out of there and be done later. Okay, so here we are, roughly 20 minutes later, and so check, make sure it's good and hard, because I don't measure the resin all that carefully. I've had one or two batches that takes an hour or so to cure. Remember, this is 3-minute epoxy resin, so it takes a couple hours sometimes if you screw it up, but this worked pretty well. 3 minutes means you got about 3 minutes of working time, but it takes about 20 minutes for it to get good and hard. There you go. That's a 20-minute clock. All right, so there it is. One more copy. Throw it on the pile. So, as long as I'm out here in the garage, I'll just keep every 20 minutes. Now that I have 2 of these molds working, so there we go. A little extra, kind of spills over the top. Just kind of clean that off. This is the fresh one. It's still got some clay up here around the edges and whatnot. I don't care. Doesn't make a difference. Alright, so we blow it up, make sure there's no dust in there, and then add some talcum powder and start all over. Anyway, so that's how that's 1 day's worth of just kind of nonchalantly using one silicone mold. Got all of these. What you just saw was the first one to come out of the new silicone mold. So things will go twice as quick now. Later.